What's going on, everybody? Hey, another beautiful day in Columbus. I gotta cut this mess, and yeah, it's up there pretty good if you can see it. But we're gonna continue today with our second video on how you build a lawn care business on a budget. I don't even know if what I said yesterday made sense, but you know what? You just don't need a lot of money to start. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you guys. If you're new watching my videos, you know, I didn't start with a trailer. I didn't start with a backpack blower. I didn't start with any of that stuff. And I made good money. And not my first year. It was bad. It was rough. But after that, it all came around. So we'll get into it, but let's get this thing cut. This is an absolute mess. I'm gonna get as much of it as I can for you, and I'll see you after the yard. Okay guys, all done with this one. You can see it down through there. What a mess it was. In fact, I'm going to text the customer and let him know I'm going up with the price. If he wants to find somebody else, go for it. But this is a pretty big yard, and I'm doing it way too cheap. So anyway, Oh, we talked about yesterday. Talked about what I would say you could get started for 500 or less. And how do you get the business? Okay, there's one for you. The yards I do on Tuesday, if you guys watched yesterday and you've watched throughout the last couple years, all of those, I started with one from Craigslist. That one turned into all those by word of mouth. Now, there's a lot of people that will go out here and drop a lot of money to get started. You know, new mowers, new trailer, new trimmers, all that stuff. Put thousands into advertisement. I probably in 12 years have put less than $1,000 into advertising. Word of mouth, your work, the quality of your work. You know, I've had people come up to me and say, I've watched you for a year cut and trim this guy's yard. You trim everything every single week. You don't skip. Unless it's like really hot, you'll like hit and miss here and there. And they said, why do you do that? I said, because the customer pays for full service lawn care, and that's what I give them. And I usually get the person that comes up and tells me that. And I would say 9 times out of 10 I have. And you will too. When you're trimming hedges, do the best you can do. If it takes you extra time, it doesn't matter. You've got nothing. You know, if you've only got 2 or 3 customers, what else do you have to do? Make that place look the best you can. Do a little extra. Pull the weeds, even if they didn't ask you to. Unfortunately, we're going to start getting rain. Unbelievable. So, guys, we'll keep talking about this subject today. Let me get to the next one. It is definitely starting to rain. I'll see you probably in 2 or 3 properties. I'll see you. Yeah, give me about an hour or so. Okay, guys, didn't want to end the day this way, but as you can see, it is just pouring down out there. I got rained on right after, I'd say maybe 5 minutes after we were done talking. As soon as I drove off, it just let loose. And so I'm going to finish telling you, you know, we talked about trimmers, didn't talk about blowers. I mean, a blower helps a lot, but a blower for me was optional my first season. Well, halfway through the first season. If you guys can think of the 2-acre yard that I do out in the country with the pole barn and everything, that I used to push mow. And the customer came up to me one day and wrote me a check for $500. A lot of you have heard this story. He paid for my trimmer and blower, and I just worked that off. Well, you don't need anything fancy. Nothing I have really is fancy except for this. I think that's kind of fancy. And I only did that because I really want to push aeration, and I don't want to push aeration anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that machine's close to 11,000, 10 something. I think a good push mower, self-propelled, of course. And I did, later that year, was about 4 months later, I bought a Cub Cadet walk behind with the little handle that, you know, powered it. I don't want to say it was junk, because it worked for about, well, it worked for the rest of the season, but it did fall apart. Wasn't made for that at all. And wow, man, it is coming down. So how do you get business? I'm going to say flyers, and this is on a budget, okay? This is on a budget. Black and white flyers. But you got to make sure you're insured, okay? You want to make sure you're insured. Black and white flyers, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, things that are free to advertise on, and I don't know if Facebook Marketplace is or not. I assume they are, but I don't know. Things have changed in the 12 years I've been doing this. But word of mouth, like I said, doing a really good job. Now look, if you've only got 2 or 3 yards you're starting out with, you can take your time and really make these things look nice, man. Not that we don't when we have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or 100 or more, but it's production based. I always felt like lawn mowing was production based. It's not something you sit there and take a whole lot of time with like you would edging or mulching or hedge trimming. That's my opinion. You guys could say no, 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 it's not production based. It's you got to take your time and all that. That's fine. But they don't make big lawn mowers that go fast for a reason. You know, I mean, they don't make them for no reason. Anyway, get you some black and white flyers. Now look, when I say flyers, I mean about 1,000 of them. I don't mean 100, and you pass 2 out here, and then you go across the street, pass 2 out, and you go down a neighborhood and pass 2 out. You've got to blanket the entire neighborhood. Pricing is something we can talk about, but I'll give you guys my pricing tomorrow in tomorrow's video, because I have nothing to hide. Now, it's not as high as some, and it's higher than others. So, you know, a lot of guys will do yards and they won't touch them for $50 or $60. Me, my minimum's $40, and I still have people at $35. That's the least I have. But anyway, I hope it helps you. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment. I'll try to answer any questions. And what are you doing today here?
I can't hear you over the rain.
You can't hear me over the rain?
I'm listening to my H2O drop in the sky.
H2O dropping from the sky, yep. So guys, I'm going to head out. It's a disappointing day. I had 3 left out of 11. So I did, you know, I did get quite a few done by 11:30. I was hoping to be done by 2 and be back home, but here we go again with the rain. So, and I can't even imagine how wet the yards are going to be tomorrow. So, guys, as always, Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.